Welcome back to Windows to Ethereum, and today's episode is on history. History is defined as a whole series of past events about someone or something. Common misconception about history: it is not set in stone. History is rarely synonymous with truth. When you're writing, if you would like to, history absolutely can be something that is set in stone, 100% proven, but you may be missing on a fantastic literary decision to make history as realistic as it is now, where it's not exactly 100% perfect. A very common saying is history is written by the winners. History is decided by the winner. And for most of history, that is completely true. They decide the terms of defeat. They decide on terms of defeat. They decide on what wars are called. They can decide what to teach their citizens, or even newly acquired citizens. It leads to propaganda to prevent coups, ascertain loyalty for the future. There are many reasons governments can choose to lie or hide history: to remain in power, for money or currency, to affect social norms, to keep its citizens trapped, or to prevent its citizens from going to certain places or aspiring to be in certain places. Not all of these have to be for nefarious reasons or purposes, but most of the time they are, by stripping its citizens of the ability to make a proper informed decision. Outside of all of that, history can actually be really useful. It can define the borders through things like war or treaties. It can decide national relationships through those wars, through times of peace, allies, trade. It can affect the land. Things like nuclear waste, aftermaths of war can define the land for a really long time, affecting waterways and destroying mountainsides. It can change the architecture. When new borders can be drawn or land is bought, obviously some of the architecture and the citizens that remain will absolutely change how that part of the country or government is run. Change in clothing or food through trade. It's highly unlikely in most places that they have access to everything they need. Trade may be a necessity, and because of that, the people in your country, nation, city may experience something new. Different clothing, different food than they're used to. Sometimes, in very, very interesting cases, there's a change in hierarchy. What we've seen the most in the history of the world that we live in, a removal of monarchy. We saw this at the end of World War II, when the US itself gains territory. People can be put in power, people can be removed from power. Sometimes even religion can be changed. Sometimes they can just be assimilated in, and sometimes it can be drastically changed due to new land acquired in war. History can define borders, national relations, change the land, change the architecture, change food and clothes. They can change hierarchy, they can even change religion. Lastly, history can be lost through the destruction of ancient and historical places, through the displacement and destruction of graves, through the burning of books, and the massacre of all those who speak and write a language. These things have happened in our past and are occurring in our lifetime. And as long as there are people to remember, they won't be lost forever. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. Next episode is lore.